Our next topic is supply and price elasticity of supply. This is chapter 11 of the book. First we take up meaning of supply. The treatment of supply is nearly on the same lines as the treatment of demand, except that we were talking about demand there and supply here. Just like in meaning of demand, in meaning of supply, four things are required. Number one, quantity. Number two, price. Number three, during a period of time. And number four, willing to supply. In demand, it was willing to demand. So definition, or you'd say meaning of supply is nearly the same, except here we are talking of a producer rather than a consumer. A word of caution. Normally, in microeconomics, supply and output are taken to be the same. When we say supply, it means output. Just keep in mind this fact. Maybe at some time the two may be different, but for the present topic, supply and output are the same thing. Then continuing on what supply depends, that is factors determining supply. सप्लाई कम होगी, ज़्यादा होगी, उतनी ही रहेगी, किस बात पर डिपेंड करता है, किन किन चीज़ों पर डिपेंड करता है. Clearly, one factor is on which production depends is input. So one factor which determines the supply of a commodity is prices of the inputs, raw material, labor, taxes, and so on. उनकी कीमत क्या है? Now what happens? Suppose price rises. Prices rise. What will happen? Cost of production will rise. Cost of production will rise. We assume that everything else remains the same. Price of the product remains the same. And if cost rises, what will happen? If price of the product remains the same and cost rises, what will happen? Profits will decline. Profits will come down. And when profits decline, what will happen? This gives discouragement to producer. इससे producer को discouragement होती है. And if producer is discouraged, what will he do? Supply will fall. Supply will fall. So, if prices of the inputs rise, supply will fall. So, there is an inverse relation between rise in the prices of inputs and supply. if prices fall, the reverse will happen. Ulta hoga. Cost will fall, profits will rise, and there will be encouragement to the producer. As a result, supply will rise. So we can look at it in both ways. What will happen if prices of inputs fall, and what will happen if prices of inputs rise? This is one factor. Now we come to the second factor, technology. Suppose a firm changes the technology, and naturally a firm will change a technology only when the firm finds it's a better technology. And for the firm, a better technology means fall in the cost of production. Otherwise, he will not adopt the new technology. So, if there is new technology, this will bring down the cost, and as usual, price remaining the same, profits will go up, and by the same reasoning, cost falls. Now, producer is encouraged to supply more, which means that supply rises. So, देखिए दोनों में क्या चीज कॉमन है, कॉस्ट पे क्या असर होता है. You may get any factor in the exam कि इसका सप्लाई पे क्या असर पड़ेगा. How will it affect supply? There are only two things which are affected, either the cost or the revenue. If the cost is affected, if cost rises, profits fall, there is discouragement. If cost falls, profits rise, there is encouragement. So explanation is more or less common. Only thing is you have to keep. Then there is a third, it is slightly different. Prices of other goods. Prices of other goods. A producer may be producing more than one good. Maybe two goods, maybe three goods. Suppose this product which is producing is X and price of Y rises. Price of Y rises. What will happen? If he produces X, price of Y rises, what will happen? He will transfer resources from X to Y. That means he will produce less of X. So if prices of other goods, if prices of other goods rise, what it makes profitability of the given good less. So what will happen? Firm will divert resources from X to Y. Result, supply of X will fall. So here enters profit. Remember, what is common in these three? Profit. It reduces profit, so discouragement. It increases profits, so encouragement. It reduces profit from the given good, therefore, and profit is equal to revenue minus cost. Profit is equal to revenue minus cost. So remember, you get any question in the exam, how does it affect? See that, does it affect revenue? Does it affect cost? Does it affect straight away profit? If it affects revenue, it affects cost. It affects profit. If it affects cost, it also affects profit. And straight away, it may affect